Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to see how to manage Active Directory, domain services, object. So I have logged into the domain controller, which is LAN-DC1, which is the Windows Server 2016. So let me just open the Active Directory, users and computer, where we can manage all the object, which is computers and users. So to open the Active Directory users and computers, you can just click on Start and click on the Windows Administrative Tools, and then you can open the Active Directory users and computers. So in case if you wanted to access this in the client machine, you need to install the RSAT tool on your client machine, and then you can use the command called dsa.msc, and using this command you can just open the Active Directory users and computers. But you need to make sure you have the proper access, otherwise it will not allow you to open or make any changes to the any objects, like whether it is a computer object or it is the user object. So basically we can see computers group, which is where we'll have all the computers object, and you can also see there is a users folder that contains all the users and groups. So here under the users object, we can see domain controller computers, domain controller or domain admin. So all these are all the group, and there is also some of the like a user which is disabled actually, but this is the default folder where the users gets created. But in the real scenario, if we wanted to create a user and implement the group policy, then we have to create a new OU, and there we can just create the computer or the user object. So that's when we can apply the group policy object. Otherwise we cannot just apply the group policy for this folder or this folder or anything other than the organizational unit, which is basically a container. Okay, so now let me just let me show you how to create the OU, which is the organizational unit. So you need to go into the domain, which is aratum.com, and go to new and click on organizational unit. So here I'm going to create a container name called corp users, and then I'm going to create a new OU name called corp computers. Okay, so whenever new employees joined in my company, I will be creating the user accounts under the corp users OU, and if there is any new systems or the computer added to the domain, then that will be added to this corp computers OU. So for example, I'm going to create a new user. Just click on corp users so that you can just directly create a user in this location. So I'm just creating a first name and a last name. So full name will be first name and last name, and you need to specify the user logon name. Click on next, and here set up the password. So if you wanted to have the user to get the password changed when he is trying to log in for the first time, you need to check this option so that user must change their password in the next logon. And if you want to set this user should not change his password, then you can just uncheck and check this one so that user will not be able to change his account password. And by default, we can set up the password expiry policy using the group policy. But if there is any service account which you want to set not to expire the password, you can choose this option. And in case if you wanted to get this account disabled and nobody should be able to log in, means you can just use this option to disable it. So now I'm just going to leave it default and just click on next. Here we can just verify and click on finish. So now you can see that I have created the object and under the corp users OU. Similarly, if I join any computer, for example, I'm going to move this computer object into the new OU that I have created, which is corp computers. Let me just find out the OU and just click on OK. So now if you see that computer object is moved under this OU. And similarly, you can manage. You can create multiple OUs, and you can segregate the users based on the department or based on the location or based on the requirement. You can just segregate the objects like users and computers. So here you can see there is a OU called IT, and here who are all part of the IT, they will be under this OU. And there will be a group also called IT, and all these member, that means who are all in the IT, they will be member of this group. And similarly, there is a sales OU in which all the sales people under this OU. And if I wanted to restrict any kind of access or any kind of policy or something, we can just set it to this group, because this group has all the members. So if you go to members, you can see the list of members in this group. You can also add any user into this group, but basically you can just want to send some communication or any information or any policy or any restrictions that we can set up based on that. Also, if you wanted to, let's say I'm just for example I'm just searching an user name called Abby, and just pick the first one and go to the properties. If I wanted to find this user belongs to which OU, in that case, if I go properties, I don't, not able to find under which OU this user belongs to. So for that, to get more information, you have to go to view and click on advanced features. So now if I go here and go to find and type the user Abby, if I choose the first one again and go to properties, here we can see object tab. So under the object tab, we can see the canonical name of the object, and that would show where the object located. So in this case, it will be under adatom.com domain. Under sales, we can find this Abby presents. So let me just close it and navigate to adatom.com and enter sales. If I just click on this OU, we can see that Abby presents. And now we can see that this user is under this location. We can modify multiple options, like we can edit the attributor for each type for this user. So we can see there are multiple attributes for each and every users and computer object as well, and we can edit based on the requirement. For example, if I wanted to edit the UID, I can just find the UID and update it here. And similarly, we can update the GID as well. So we can just right click, just double click and just enter the value and click on OK. Okay, so that's it in this video, and I'll see you in the next. Thank you.